land on which we gather, the Turrbal people of Yuggera land, as well as the Woiwurrung people of the Wurundjeri land. We recognise their continued connection to the land and waters of this beautiful place and acknowledge that they never ceded sovereignty. We respect all Turrbal and Woiwurrung elders and ancestors, and any First Nations people here today.
Good evening. You are with the Kegster on the New Blurt. If you are with us for the first time, welcome to the New Blurt. We talk about many things, and we blurt, obviously, as it says, what's on, names on the box. Tonight we are talking about Blurt On Politics. It's a new segment. It used to be called GOTGS, if you've been with us before, which is Get Off the Grass ScoMo. As we all know, he doesn't exist anymore, so we didn't want that to be the segment. If you're seeing me going out, if you're watching this live and seeing me go in and out of screen, I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure what's going on with the camera. But anyway, I'll crack on with the content. So, yes, we've got Blurt On Politics. We're just going to talk about what's happened in Parliament today. How cross was the crossbench, as we say in our title. That would be interesting to know. I believe there was some good stuff that happened between the Labor Party and the Greens, but we'll find out when we get into that new segment. And because of that, because we're starting off with that, we're going to end up with good news because we all need some. We all need some good news. I've got a bit of a show and tell on my good news today, so I don't want to sort of break secrets on that one. And I don't actually know what Wednesday's got, which is good. It's always nice to be surprised. And then we've got what's on the box on the second segment today. I'm going to be talking about Get Back, which is a magnificent 4-hour, 5-hour, 6-hour extravaganza by Peter Jackson of Lord of the Rings fame. And although it doesn't have any hobbits in Get Back, I must say, although some people have said that Ringo could be a hobbit, so I'm not sure about that. So yeah. So anyway, we'll have to see about that. So Get Back is all about a magnificent documentary that Peter Jackson's put together. So I'm going to chat about that, and Wency is going to be chatting about where have we got this? It's called Heartstopper, and it's on Netflix. And I know absolutely nothing about it, but yeah, that'll be your show for the evening, and I am very much looking forward to it. And as I normally do every week, if you've ever been with the New Blurt, I always like to introduce Wency, the co-host of the show, with this. Here comes Wency! Although I must admit, I should probably do this just before we start the show.
I can't take it anymore!
Good afternoon, good evening, good day, and good morning, Blurtsters, wherever you are around the world. You are listening to the Blurt.
You absolutely are, and it's all over the place like a mad woman breakfast this evening.
It is.
How are you going, my
Good, my friend. We can't forget our Blurtsters out there, so we had to play that little piece as we do every week.
Yes, no, definitely. I've had a bit of a brain meltdown over here. It's not particularly cold or hot. Well, actually, it's been a bit cold, but that's not really going to help with the meltdown. So
no.
Anyway.
I won't tell you then that it's been quite warm and hot the last couple of days.
No,
t-shirt and short weather even, but I won't go into too much detail because it might make you jealous.
No, honestly, it doesn't. It doesn't. I'm more than happy with the seasons as they come. I'm quite happy to have my 4 seasons. Not necessarily in one day, but I'm happy to have them in 1 year. Very, very.
Well, sometimes twice in a day you get your 4 seasons.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But at least we're not getting 41 degrees when we're not expecting it. So like the UK. So yeah, I'm not, just enjoying that, as it were. I don't think that's a word, but I just made it up. So there you go.
Add it to the Collins Dictionary as of now.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Just before we go any further, I'm coming to you from, please don't sue me, Wurundjeri country of the Kulin Nation by the Woiwurrung people
And I'm coming to you live from the Jugra and Tilbury lands here in Brisbane.
Yes. I believe that Melbourne, I think it's, oh, wow. Because Melbourne, the football team had the First Nations name on their jersey, I believe, for the First Nations round, i.e. the First Nations name for Melbourne.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what it is. It's
Nan.
Yes, that's it. Nam. Narm, I believe.
It's something like that, yeah. Or Naan.
Yeah.
It's almost like the Indian bread, naan bread.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it is Nam.
It's very similar. Nam.
Yeah. We will definitely confirm that because
yes, and I believe there's 5 nations in the Melbourne area, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I believe there is. I mean, the thing with the First Nations is that there's so many of them. You know, when they say welcome to country, it's like welcome to what country? They've got so many of them all over the place. I think
there's hundreds, a couple of hundred across the land.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, talking about welcome to country, totally apropos of nothing. Well, apropos of something, but nothing to do with what we're actually talking about with our segments. I was just watching Mystery Road Origin on the ABC. And if anyone's ever seen Mystery Road on the ABC, for the life of me, I can't remember who the lead character is. I could always tell you off the top of my head, but for some reason I can't at the moment. But he's a cracker of a character, and I think they've done 2 or 3 seasons of Mystery Road, and I think they did a film or something. It's about an Indigenous investigative policeman. And he's quite, circumspect, etc. Anyway, Mystery Road Origin is all about when he was young and when he just became a detective. And just us sort of talking about On Country, etc. is interesting because obviously there's lots of First Nations subjects and issues coming up in this. And you can just, because this is based in the 80s, you can see all the old sort of 80s vehicles or the 90s maybe. You see all the old 90s Falcons and all this sort of stuff, but you also see a lot of outback racism, sexism. It's we
that was right back then, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Especially out in the outback.
When my partner went to Mount Gambier years ago, 20 odd years ago, I mean, she was a vegetarian, a woman. And she was taking over a senior role as a really young person in a really a very much male-dominated industry. So you can imagine how well that went down.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It
would have been uncomfortable for her.
Yeah. Well, yeah, more than uncomfortable. But yeah, things have changed. Things have improved. There's no doubt about that. So those things are good.
Speaking of that show,
yes.
When I saw the ads for the Mystery Road Origins, I thought it was great casting because the young actor who plays, what's his name, Detective
Mark Cole-Smith.
He's a dead ringer for Aaron Pedersen.
Who I couldn't remember his name. Aaron Pedersen. Yeah, exactly right.
And I thought, did they do CGI on Aaron Pedersen to make him look younger? But no, I didn't realize it was a separate actor. So I thought that was really, really good casting.
Yeah, no, they have got the casting really good. The story's really cool as well. It's it's very good. It's well worth watching. ABC,
you want to watch it now?
I do.
Yeah,
you should.
And it's free.
Definitely
free. People.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
that's how. Yeah. 2 cents worth? Is it? I was going
to say it's not free, but we pay very, very little for a lot of quality.
Yes. It's gone down a lot over the last 10 years, the funding to the ABC. So
yeah, I was going to say the quality sort of hasn't. I mean, the quality in some things has, but I think the quality of their shows haven't, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Especially their drama series seem to be quite good. Just wish I had time to watch all their shows.
Yes, I know. It takes a lot of time. I'm not going to go. I was about to go on to something else, but I will not because it's not about what we're talking about. But what I will do is say, how has your day been? What's been going on? Have you got anything to share with the listeners that is worth sharing before we go into pop?
Before we get onto pop, I've had an interesting week. Today is day 2 of my new job. I started a new cloud engineering role for a super fund. And it's been interesting. It's been quite nice. Went into the office yesterday, picked up my laptop. All very well coordinated. The laptop was ready. My accounts were ready. Had a welcome email and everything else. So it was quite different. Not the chaotic start that I've had in previous jobs. So it was very surprisingly a pleasant surprise, to say the least. But people are nice, really enjoying it so far.
It's always good to get nice people, especially when you start somewhere new.
Exactly. And helps that I know a guy who works there that I worked with before. So, so he and I got on well years ago when we worked together, and now we're working together again. So, so it'll be quite fun.
Excellent.
And it's growing. So it's so big that they've got 2 team leads and with 10 people in each team, even though we do the same, working on the same projects. They've had to split teams for management purposes. So, and I think it's going to get bigger.
The job or the team or the company?
Oh, the team. Sorry. Yeah, the team. I mean.
Yeah. So
looking forward to it.
Oh, fantastic! That's great.
Yeah.
That is very good. I've just been just enjoying the football of late.
Oh my God! How good are the pies?
No, don't do that. Too many people turn off. Don't say that. You have to keep that under your hat.
But it's so exciting when Collingwood win. It's the only time I ever follow them, when they're winning.
Well, that means you'd be following them for the last 9 weeks or something.
I have. Although with their very tight winning margins, it's I'm surprised I'm still alive and not had a heart attack.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised they haven't lost half their fans from heart attacks as well. It's
exactly.
It's pretty phenomenal. But enough about them. More about us.
Hey, this is Hannah Melville Ray from the Australia Institute. I'm listening to the new Blurt with Wency and the Kegster, and you should be too. It's on Tuesday nights, live from around 8 p.m.
That's true. It is around 8 p.m., 8 p.m.-ish, we like to say. Anyway, so, Wency, we are on Bop. We are indeed. And you had something you wanted to discuss. I believe there's an article there that you want to talk about.
Yeah, so it's out with the old and in with the new. So we've got a jet-setting ScoMo who decided not to be participating in the opening pomp and ceremony of the 47th Parliament.
Oh, God, that sounds a bit Trump-esque.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, well...
It's like throwing my toys out of the pram. What a complete disrespectful
of the
pathetic
institution
thing
that
to
is.
do. Just
tell
pathetic.
me about it. And apparently he said, this was organised weeks ago before the date was set, which is
like his Hawaii trip, I imagine.
Yeah. So I've watched a little bit of the live coverage, which was telecast on the Parliament House. I forget the website, but there's where they transmit it live. Directly from the federal Parliament. So watched a bit of that, and they were coming into the House of Reps. They left the House of Reps. So it seems to be quite a
the website
process.
The website is www.aph.gov.au if you want to follow live.
That's the one.
The House of Reps or the Senate.
Or the Senate. Or any other sitting that they do.
Yeah. So what were you following the Reps?
The House of Reps. So they came in.
Tony Burke? Was that Tony Burke?
No. So they did. I didn't see the actual swearing in, but they voted and swore in the Speaker of the House, Milton Dick. And so, yeah, he's the new Speaker. He's from Labor. So there was a process of where they go in and do the votes. So I missed that bit. But then there were other bits where they had to go see the Governor General, who was waiting outside of the House of Reps. So it's weird, really weird. I don't understand the reasoning, but all the new members and all the members of House are in the House. They all get up, slowly progress outside of the House of Reps. They go into the courtyard outside. They talk. They wait for Governor General to announce, yep, here's the start of the 47th Parliament. That goes for a few minutes. And then they all walk back into the House of Reps.
There really is a lot of pomp and ceremony.
There is. Yeah. And I know there's a big, like a staff that they bang on the door to knock when they come in the first time. And I've seen it over the years in the past, and it's fascinating. Why can't they just go, right, open for business, let's get started? But they waste a whole day just doing all this.
Well, it's just all about pomp and tradition, isn't it? I think somewhere along the lines, I think, don't they have the First Nations sort of ceremony opening certain parts of it as well? Yeah,
there was a welcome to country at the beginning.
Nice.
So so they always do that, which is great.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so Albanese started off nicely, saying that he wants to do things differently in Parliament this term. You
can only see how long that'll last for with Spud on the other side. So
yeah, exactly. So I think it's going to depend on how that goes and how they debate things. Hopefully, we won't go back to all that rubbish of name calling, and I know Albo did call Dutton Buffhead at one point last year. I think it was.
It was one of the best things he did last year.
Tell me about it. It was so funny. But yeah, let's see if Albo is true to his word and changes politics.
I feel at times he might not be able to hold himself back if Spud just annoys the crap out of him with his complete belligerence and stupidity at times. But what I did want to say though, there's a guy in the UK called Chris Pincher. And he's been done for sexual harassment, and he is part of the Conservative Party in the UK, and he's been known about it, and he's been charged about. I think he had to resign. I'm pretty sure he resigned.
Okay.
And anyway, his name's Chris Pincher, and apparently Bojo knew about him. Boris Johnson knew about him because he had made a quip. Pincher by name, pincher by nature.
Right.
Which is a pretty bad quip.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, I'm hoping that Milton Dick doesn't live up to that name as well.
Let's hope not. It's very unfortunate when I heard who was the new House Speaker, and I can't remember. Someone commented that. He'll be upstanding in his role. He'll
be a big member.
Yeah.
Let
the puns start rolling.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah. But hopefully Albo will bring a bit of
he'll be hard on the Parliament.
Yeah, and I hope it brings a bit of humanity into Parliament.
Yeah.
That some of the things he's thinking about, that politics is about progressing, it's about justice, it's about being decent, especially the fact that he keeps talking about his upbringing and single mum and living in public housing.
What's his name from Sky? I'll be really getting pissed off with that.
Yeah. What's his name? Yeah, whoever he is. Not worth remembering.
I think it's Andrew Clennell. I think it was. He was the one who asked the question and then belittled the answer. So if you're listening, Andrew, get stuffed.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah. So that's absolutely fine. I I did want to say something because, we try to be balanced and fair on this show. Nothing like Fox News. We actually do try to be balanced and fair. So I'm actually being balanced for a change here. Actually, to be honest, we're never balanced and fair. We're very biased and quite left. But for once, I thought I would try to balance it out slightly. So this is from the Oz, the Australian, which you would never, ever see me buy unless I needed to start a fire really quickly. And that would be my first paper, because it's quite thick, especially on the weekend. So former Labor Minister Graham Richardson says with Spud as opposition leader, there will be plenty of fire in the Albanese government's first sitting week of Parliament. He's a tough guy. He's not a softie. He'll be in there trying to break bones, so you can bet your life he'll be throwing a few, Mr. Richardson told Sky News' Chris Smith. I expect that'll make it a lot more interesting. It's been pretty dull in recent years. There's nothing dull about Spud, and that's for sure. So it'll be quite something. Former Labor Minister Graham Richardson says Spud as opposition leader, there'll be plenty of fire, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, it'll be quite something. So, yeah, apparently it will, but I've heard lots of information at the moment that they're not going to carry the 43% emissions target. But then I've also heard
the LNP.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I know that there's heaps in the LNP that want to cross the floor and actually vote for it.
Yeah.
But I think Spud's totally gutless and he won't allow that to happen. So
it'd be interesting. I can't remember the Tasmanian House of Rep member. Oh, is it Robin Archer who crossed the floor on the religious thing? She was talking about crossing the floor.
No. Just before you go, that's beautiful. That's absolutely superb. But just before you go any further, that's absolutely beautiful. That is absolutely superb. Robin Archer is an absolute icon, Australian icon. And in 1974, Archer sang Annie in the Australian premiere of The Seven Deadly Sins to open the space of the Adelaide Festival Centre. Robin Archer, bear with me. Robin Archer began singing at an age of 4 years, singing professionally from the age of 12. Everything from folk pop and graduating to rock, jazz, and cabaret. Robin Archer is an absolute gun when it comes to the arts side of things. But the person you are talking about is Bridget Archer.
Bridget Archer.
Yes.
I knew it was
Bridget
an Archer. I thought it was Robin.
No,
there you go.
Federal member for Bass. I don't know if they're related. I'm not sure. There's similar ages, so who knows? I'm not sure. But they don't look anything alike, so I don't know. But
I thought you were going to tell me that that Bridget Archer was that person. I was thinking, oh wow, she's very talented, and then she went into politics.
Yeah, well, Peter Garrett.
Yeah, true. And look where that ended.
True. Yes, well, unfortunately, see, that's when one too many compromises. Too many compromises, unfortunately. That's right. Poor old Peter. But he's him and yes, thank you, Vicky.
Thanks, Vicky.
Vicky's just letting us know it's Bridget Archer, but that's okay. I just had to go through the diatribe.
Put me in my place. Thanks very much. But yeah, she Bridget Archer did say that she's prepared to cross the floor for this climate change. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see if Spudhead can contain her, control her, or whether he'll allow any of the LNP members to vote whoever they want. So watch this space, I guess.
Well, absolutely. And as the title says, is the crossbench really that cross? Did you hear any murmurings of any disgruntlements in the first day of Parliament? Did you even see the Teals sitting in their seats? Like, does it span about? Does it scan?
I did during the coverage. I was quite happy to see our local member Libby sitting next to Max, who's also.
Were they sort of doing this? Were they sort of doing?
Possibly. Not when I was watching. But yeah, possibly. And I saw Monique Ryan sitting behind them. So I'm assuming once they're in their places, they don't shift.
Yeah, no. Well, that is their seat. It's called a seat of Parliament for a reason. I'm pretty sure that is their seat. So, no, absolutely.
Yeah. So I wonder how do they put them in those seats? Is it by electorate in order of like alphabetical? Because I saw the two Greens.
You've got homework.
Local ones. Yeah, I might have to.
You just gave yourself homework there, my friend.
Why did I speak up?
Yes, people, we will have that in the show notes.
All right.
Nancy will do some investigation on that, and we'll have that information in there.
We'll find out.
So,
have you heard any murmurings about how this Parliament's going to sit, especially with the crossbenchers?
Well, the things I do know is that, as we did allude to last week, we were talking about the Greens again. Hopefully they won't be the enemy of the good again. Because as much as I agree with them 100% that we need to stop opening up coal mines and we need to stop opening up gas-powered stations, etc., I totally agree with that. And I totally agree we need to do more than 43% as well. Not being political in any way here. I absolutely agree that all needs to happen. But in another sort of fundamental way, the Labor Party didn't take that to the electorate. They didn't actually say they were going to stop opening up the particular coal mines that and the gas stations that were actually already sort of underway as such. There were certain things that they've promised, and I'm not exactly sure what they are. In my own mind, I believe wholeheartedly they would love to get out of coal and gas as fast as they humanly could. But as we've talked about on the show extensively many times, it's just not that easy to do it instantaneously because there's people's lives that are,
and not just the lives of those people who work in those industries. It's also the community, the towns where they live, where they need those people working all those industries around. So if you just shut down a whole mine, what happens to those people in that town? They just disappear. So they don't talk enough about transition.
No, well, I mean they have chatted about transition a few times, and I've heard not Chris Bowen. It's not Tony Burke. Oh damn, I can't remember. But I have heard transition being spoken about, but it definitely needs to be, as you say, extensively. It needs to have an extensive framework, and it needs to be, legislated. It needs to start sort of happening,
and consultation with those towns where those mines are.
No, I totally.
Whether it's in regional Queensland, New South Wales, WA, wherever, who cares? Just talk to the community. Just get out there and see what the best action plan. They're the ones who live there. They know where their future lies if they need. They just need the assistance from government.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. 100% agree with that. The other thing is that we've got to. I mean, as the State of the Environment report just came out, and we're all pretty demoralised by it. We extincting species in Australia pretty much faster than just about every other country. So that is not a good state of affairs for us to be in. We've got so many beautiful, iconic animals.
Even our beloved koalas are in danger now, especially New South Wales.
Yeah, absolutely. It's terrible. It's really, really bad. But the good news is we can actually do something about it. I mean, 9 years of disaster of this last disgraceful government, especially when it comes to the environment, just killing the funding of any environmental department inside and any environmental program, and then trying to fund it off to somewhere else, et cetera, et cetera. So, as I said a few times, we've got adults in charge now that understand what needs to happen, and the transparency seems to be there, which is good. But that transparency has to continue even when they get in trouble. And they will, because all governments do get in trouble. And when they get in more trouble is when they stop being transparent and you say on water matters unless you're trying to get elected.
Yeah, that's a good point. So let's hope that transparency continues for the 3 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I do hear that the Greens will come to the table and they're not going to be locked in stone with their demands. So I did hear Adam Bant, that is leader of the Australian Greens, say that he is willing to compromise when needed. But we'll see where that goes. Obviously, it's going to be introduced in Parliament this week.
I just hope beyond all hope that you just see 43%. Yep, done. That's legislated to start. It's in. That's the floor. It's not a ceiling. It's a floor, and we can work and improve on that. But let's just get that in. That's what's been killing us. So.
And with the support of the Teals, that should get up as long as the three majors, ALP, Teals, and Greens, have a consensus. That's all we need. We need a consensus. Just agree to something that is achievable, and I think it'll be great for the country.
No, I think you're right. Consensus politicians is exactly what we need, and this segment's exactly what we need as well.
Hey, get this crazy man off the streets.
Notice, but lately I've been drifting aimlessly.
Oh my God. Would you stop painting channels and just tell me what's on the box? Over to you, my fine feathered friend.
Alrighty. Okay, I'm going to talk about Heartstopper. And this is a show we watched recently. It is based on a graphic novel series by Alice Osman. It chronicles the journey of one gay teenager boy in high school who's got a crush on another boy in his class, and they form a friendship. But the other boy isn't gay and he's unaware of the romance and thinks he's just got a good friend. And
that sounds a bit awkward.
It does. So without going into any more detail, it's an English series. Currently, series 1 covers 2 of the 4 books that was written by Alice Osman. It's had critical acclaim for its positive outlook on discovery of your sexuality, especially in teens and while you're going through all that high school dramas that happens in our lives. So it's great for the LGBTQI plus community, which we've got in our family, in our kids. And I know there's talk of season 2 coming out, or it's been that should be released hopefully by the end of the year or next year. So definitely well worth watching. It's only 8 episodes in the season. They last, I think, from 30 to 40 minutes. But definitely worth your eyeballs.
Fantastic. Talking about eyeballs, do you have a clip?
No, I forgot to get a clip. But definitely good show. So
okay. And where do we find that good show?
Netflix.
Okay, fantastic. Do you know, usually when we do our streaming service culling, i.e., when you go, okay, are we going to do binge or Prime or Stan or Disney or Netflix or Paramount or some other streaming service? We normally always have Netflix as our stalwart. So it's always Netflix and Stan, Netflix and Disney, Netflix and whatever. I actually cut Netflix this time.
What?
Not fully.
Really?
Not fully. Just cancelled for a little while.
Right. So you put it on pause.
Yes, we're doing Disney and Stan at the moment.
Right. Okay. Now, for us, we've been with Netflix since it arrived in Australia. Often we've toyed with stopping that service, but then we see series and we just go, no, all right, we've got to keep it. Things like they've been doing a lot of Heartstopper. Yeah, they've been doing a lot of LGBTQI shows and movies. Some of them
Oh, wow.
geared towards the younger audience
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
like our teenage kids.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of content that is a lot more adult, so not appropriate for our kids.
Do they have they've got Queer Eye on Netflix, I think, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. And we've seen quite a number of those episodes. And
Yeah, they're very good, actually.
yeah, they're
really
quite entertaining.
Yeah, no, they are. They're really, really good.
I've learned quite a bit of fashion sense from them.
I've just learned a lot of interior design.
Yeah.
I mean, like Ness wants that interior design guy just to fly over and sort a house out for us. Because he's got such a good eye. And
such a good queer eye.
Yes, very good. Very nice. Very, very nice indeed.
But yeah, I was going to say
what
services.
What did you say about his eye? What did you say about that?
No, I can't remember exactly what I said. Something
about what sort of eye did he have?
Oh, he's got a queer eye.
Oh, right. Okay. Just had to prompt you 7 times there, but that's okay. Yes. That's all right. That's all right. You're awake. That's good. That's good. Excellent. Brilliant. No, Heartstopper, that sounds sensational.
Yes. What I was going to say before that interlude was we're experimenting with Paramount at the moment.
Ooh.
Which I think we'll keep for 1 month and that's it, because there's not much content there, so we're not happy with it at this stage. Hopefully over the time it will improve and we might get back to it.
Who owns Paramount? Don't tell me Rupert Murdoch.
No idea. I know Channel 10 spruik them a lot. Yeah.
I think that's because the owners own both.
Yes, that's right.
So I need to find out who owns Channel 10 and
Paramount.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it'll be Murdoch's, because they've got Fox and Sky and all the other rubbish.
Yeah, absolutely. But I did hear that now this is sort of it's sort of in the same sort of ballpark a little bit. Jerry Hall and Rupert Murdoch have recently divorced.
Yes.
And there was murmurings about what it was about, but I heard a podcast a little while ago, and they were saying that it was all about money, as it always is. And it was about when he sold, I think he sold a lot of Fox interests to Disney, I believe.
Right.
And they had a prenup before he got married to Jerry Hall, which he probably should have. I don't blame him for doing. Yeah, I don't blame him for doing that. Anyway, she got all a bit upset. Apparently, this is all the investigation, etc. That he didn't leave or give any exit or entry to her kids to get any cash out of the sale.
Right.
And all of his kids got, a pretty good portion out of the sale. So
those two had kids together, or is it just her other kids? Right. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, the ones that she had with Mick Jagger. And I was like, that sounds a bit cheeky to me. I mean, I can't stand Rupert Murdoch. I mean, I wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire. But, I actually on his side on that one.
Yeah, they're not his kids.
No, that doesn't sound right to me. Yeah, and she was married to Mick Jagger. You would have thought she should have made some coin out of that, surely. But
even with whatever prenup she's got with Murdoch, she's still coming out better than us. So stop complaining.
Yes, well, she's not the billionaire she used to be.
Exactly.
So that's what it's all about.
She's only earning $900 million now.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible.
Terrible.
She should get back. She definitely should.
Where's that boom boom tish?
Yes, that's exactly right. And talking about get back, I have a little bit of a show and tell, so I'm just going to pop this up for a second. And I'm just going to try to play as little of any music as humanly possible. And if I hear it, I'm going to mute it But I'm just going to let you have a little listen to the speak, and then I'll talk a tiny bit about it afterwards.
Bloody copywriters not allowing us to play music.
Now we're going to take the Beatles and I'll be quiet.
Oh, you recording our conversation?
For a home to last, looking for a blast from the past.
Now,
we're talking about 14 songs we hope to get.
Just bear with me for 2 seconds there.
Are we supposed to have an image there?
Yeah, you should have. Can you take that episode 89 off, please?
Or can do that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
The joys of going live, people out there. For those listening, we're having troubles with the video.
Oh, hold on. No. What's happening here?
None of us has had the idea of what the show's going to be.
Oh, this is interesting.
I would dig to play on stage, you know. Nobody else wants to do it.
I think we've got.
I can't show. It doesn't look like I can show.
What could it be?
We'll put the link to the trailer in the show notes.
Yeah, we will.
So it's basically the trailer. Is it from the YouTubes?
Well, no, the trailer's straight from the show on Disney. You can see it
on
from
Disney,
Disney
right.
Plus. I'm streaming to Disney there.
I think we should forget the whole idea of this show.
Right. So what it is?
I hope it didn't mean our show.
What?
What? About forgetting the idea of this show. What Harrison just said. Or
No.
Ringo. I think that was Ringo.
No. I can remember the idea of the show.
Yes.
Just slightly, but no. The idea of this show is that there was, I think, 60 plus hours of footage that was resurrected by Peter Jackson, and he put together it's I think best part of 9 hours, and it's a 3-parter.
Yeah,
and
short movie for him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a 3-parter. It's 21 days, and it's all about I haven't quite got this part right in my head yet, but I think it's about the Let It Be album, but the documentary is called Get Back. I could be wrong. The album may be Get Back. I'm more than happy for any Beatles fans to write in and scream at me and tell me what.
And complain, and then tell us the answer.
Yeah, exactly right. That's exactly what I'd like. But the beautiful thing about this is it's a fly on the wall documentary. It's absolutely incredible because you're sitting there in real time in 68 or 1969 watching these geniuses come up with their songs like in real time, and they're like 30 when they're doing it, and it's just crazy because you're just going, oh my God, just right in front of our eyes, they just created Get Back, or they just created Across the Universe or whatever. And that's how they put all the chords together. And that's how they put and it's just phenomenal because on this particular album, Billy Preston, who is a magnificent pianist of the time, in his own
Any
right.
relation to Milton Dick?
Billy Preston? No,
he's a pianist.
I think so. So that's terrible. That's shocking. That's disgraceful. In fact, I think I've got something for.
Do I need to go into the sin bin?
I think that's spot we've got for that one. But no, so Billy Preston, he is an incredible pianist. So much so, I caught up with some of his stuff on YouTube the other night and just played it for a while. He's such a funky pianist. It's just phenomenal. And anyway, he ended up being the 5th Beatle on this album.
Yeah.
And I always wondered if he was paid like the 5th Beatle on this album. I'm not sure, but they were really, really good mates with him through this. And it's incredible to watch this all just come together in no pun intended, in front of your eyes, and then you see them on a roof, and you see them do the rooftop concert, and you see that in real time, and you see the crowd below actually watching it and being mesmerized, and they go, "Oh, do you know what you're watching?" "Oh yes, that's the Beatles." And it's really interesting. Why are they up there? They should be up there. I don't think they should be up there. They should be up there. Well, look at them with their lazy boys with their hair, and so it was quite interesting. The different
posh Englishmen.
Oh yeah, it was interesting. And then they go up and they talk to Ringo or whatever. And they go, we're just singing their songs, you don't have to talk to us like that. But so it's all good. It's fantastic, and I absolutely highly recommend it. I personally give it 5 out of 5 Blurt stars.
Awesome.
So
so you've watched all 3 movies of 3 hours.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I have. But we did it. We didn't do it all in just 3 times. We did it like 5 or 6 times. So
yeah.
It was good.
Good.
It was very, very good.
And I forgot to give my rating for Heartstopper. And
yes.
I'd give it 4.5 Blurt stars out of 5. I thought it was a brilliant series. So
that's pretty bloody good.
Go out there, watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you go, people. 2 fantastic recommendations on what's on the box. This is a really good recommendation as well.
The Australia Institute produces high-quality research that has real-world impact, whether it's revealing the $10.3 billion in fossil fuel subsidies provided by federal and state governments last year, or our long-standing research advocating for a federal anti-corruption commission with real teeth. We change minds. To donate, head on over to australiainstitute.org.au.
I got the good news. I don't want no bad news. Don't show me no dirty shoes. I just want the good news. I don't want no bad news. Don't show me no dirty shoes. I just want the good news.
Yeah. So the good news for this week, as I said before, I've got a bit of a show and tell here. So I'm just gonna see if I can pop this up. It was pretty. Here we go. This should be pretty cool. So this is a bit of a short one. Just bear with me. The good news story is all about a man who rescues around 100 snakes a month.
Oh wow!
And I really like snakes. I have no problems with snakes at all. I love snakes. I think they're wonderful creatures. And obviously, if you're a cat, not so good. But
or a mouse.
But well, yeah, just about anything
or a guinea
else.
Pig, or a bird.
Just anything else. But whatever. They were here first. In our good news, we've got a story from where a man who has taken it on himself to protect snakes from being killed by humans, which I love this, called the Snake Man. They're very original with the name. Snake Man in his village. Mukhtar Ali rescues around 100 snakes a month that stray into villages. He has rescued at least 1,000 snakes that have strayed into urban areas. So I should be able to pop this up, and we should be able to have a little bit of a look-see. So just bear with me. The Snake Man.
Let's stray into the villages. Take a look at our good news today story.
My God, that's huge.
If you're following us live, he's actually
Mukhtar
talking
Ali
about a
is
snake,
called the Snake
not
Man
Mohammed
in this
Dick,
Uttarakhand
the
village.
house speaker.
Painting homes in Kela Kheda is Ali's day job, but his interests clearly lie elsewhere.
Wow.
In the last 1 year alone, he has rescued at least.
So if you're listening to the
1,000
pod,
snakes
the
that
link
had
will
strayed
be
into
in the
urban
show
areas.
notes. It's whoa! It's pretty amazing footage.
Wow.
सेवा कर रहे हैं लोगों के बीच में जाके ताकि लोग मारे ना इन्हें और 1 महीने में 100-125 सांप पकड़ लें
If you're on the pod, definitely get the link because this is
there's translation coming.
Yeah, there is translation. But
जितने भी हैं पाइथन हो गए हमारे रेसल वाइपर क्रैत
Basically describing the type of snakes he catches.
Yeah.
How big they are.
And they're dropped off carefully into the jungle.
Him to the wonderful world of reptiles.
And they range from big, massive pythons to little ones.
Whoa!
Little cobra.
वैसे तो मैं वैसे पेंट का काम है मेरा लोगों घरों में पेंट करने का बाकी ये सीजन जब चालू हो जाता, बरसातों का मौसम हो जाता, 3 महीने बरसात और 3 महीने जाड़ों के,
He's
इन्हें
a
मैं
painter
बचाने
by
की
day
लग
and a
जाता हूँ, तो
snake
काम
protector
धंधा
all the
सारा
other
खत्म कर
times.
देता हूँ। इनको ही मैं कहता हूँ, मारो मत, इन्हें बचाओ।
Pretty amazing. Look at
Very
that snake.
talented.
Seriously.
Oh, the beautiful creatures.
Encroachments have eaten up the habitat of
Wow.
snakes and made them vulnerable. Ali feels it's his mission now to save them.
And now he's got him on his motorbike on the side
What started
and releasing him in the jungle.
has now become a passion for this young man.
I assume he gets paid for this.
Maybe a
Bureau
little.
report, India
I
Today.
wouldn't have thought a heap, but
Mm.
that is
Better
your
use plus 500.
That's so that's your good news this week. I thought
Nice.
that was a pretty awesome story. 'Cause as I say, I love snakes, and it's always nice to hear things like that people are trying to give back, trying to protect. I just talked about this disgraceful situation with species becoming extinct, and this guy's out there trying to save 100 snakes a day. And good on him. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Nice work, you. All links in show notes as usual.
Of course. I have, for good news, a story coming out of South Australia. A young boy by the name of Jesse Cross, 17-year-old. He's a Year 12 student. Is doing Year 12 in regional South Australia in a town called Berry. I can't remember exactly where that is. Close to the Vic border, I think.
Is that B-E-R-R-Y? Berry?
B-E-R-R-I.
I. Okay.
Yeah, as in the berry juice.
Yeah.
So he's an autistic kid. He's got 2 other brothers who also have autism, and they all have a passion for gaming and doing all things that kids love. But of course, many kids with autism struggle to find their place in the world, let alone trying to work out what they want to do as careers as they leave high school. So his parents,
like all of us, even if you
all of us,
in an autism spectrum or anything.
Exactly, they do have extra challenges, which makes it considerably harder.
Yeah.
Especially on the social skills.
Yeah.
Interacting with others. So their parents struggled to find a disability service provider that could help her son, Jesse, considering especially in regional towns, because you don't get all those services or as many services as you do in the cities. So they came across a provider called Minds at Play, who provide online gaming sessions for people with disabilities, so they can play together and learn social skills and things like that. So by playing games online in a safe environment, they could learn all those things that it's hard for them to do in the real world. So one of the things that Jesse was really good at was coding, and so he worked out that he could potentially teach these kids how to code. And so with the help of Mind at Play, they helped him organize session plans and activities for the other kids with disabilities on how to deliver that training that he could do. So he went through it during the holidays, just gone recently, and he ran 3 sessions. And the first 2 sessions of the classes sold out within minutes.
Wow.
And it doesn't say how big the classes were, but I'm assuming there would have been dozens and dozens of sessions.
So it's a real need for people to find something that they can sort of be a part of, that, and their community, I suppose, as it were.
Exactly. So this young lad, Jesse, has now got plans to create other coding sessions to be able to deliver paid courses that obviously he'll get paid for, because he'll be designing all those courses. So during one of the classes at the end excuse me, he asked his participants whether they would be interested in keep learning how to code, and would it be a career choice, and they all overwhelmingly
two
said
seconds.
yes.
2 seconds, Wency. Do you need to just get a drink of water for a second?
No, this is just sort of a bit close to home. It's a bit.
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
my bad.
Yeah, that's all right. It's because one of my kids is autistic, so. And
does he use this site?
No. So obviously, it's a provider that sells these courses. So, but his family have worked out that they can help him set up a business, and the kid Jesse's already got hundreds of projects that he's already got in his head that he wants to deliver and things like that. So, so out of a passion and in this crazy world that we live in, he's found a little niche market that he could deliver. So obviously he had to overcome his own fears of teaching strangers and having a session plan, a way to deliver what he wants to teach in a cohesive manner. So obviously he's had that training, and he's still got year 12 to finish. So he's got that pressure, but I think good on him to learn something new. He's trying to find his purpose and his place in this world. So well done to Jesse, and I hope it goes really, really well. And I hope if he sets up a business with his family that it goes gangbusters. So really proud of him.
Absolutely, 100%. And a question to you, Wency, do you think there's any chance in the world or any way would we be able to talk to him at all? Would that be really hard? Or
not sure.
Would you be able to maybe...
Yeah, I'd say, let me see if I can reach out to his family and work out.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, that'd be absolutely amazing if we could do that.
All right. You give me two pieces of homework today.
I have, but both very interesting.
Wow. Yeah, okay.
The second one far more interesting, I would say.
Yes, definitely.
And
who cares about Parliament and why they sit where they sit?
I agree. When it comes to what you were just talking about, that's a big one. Definitely follow up on that. It'd be fantastic to get his point of view straight from him on the show. That'd be amazing, and I'm sure Blurts is listening would be as amazed as we would be and inspired to listen to his story coming from him. Just coming from you, it's inspirational enough, and especially with your side as well. So.
Yeah, and he's only a couple of years older than my kids, so
that's an amazing story. That is really, really cool, and it is exactly what the segment's all about. Exactly. It really is good news.
Yes. Now, do we know what we've got on for next week?
Well, yes, we do. Be-education, definitely,
because it was supposed to be on tonight, but we did postpone it.
Yes,
for those who were listening and paying attention last week, we were going to do it this week, but one of our mates has come back from Canada.
Yes, Canada.
And I believe he's brought back some Canadian beers. So we are going to have him on the show, and we'll do some beer reviews.
Yes, definitely. We'll absolutely be doing that next week. And as usual, I wouldn't have a clue what beer I'm going to be reviewing yet. What about you? Do you have a clue?
No, I will go to my local awesome bottle-o.
Yes,
that sells lots of craft beers, and we'll see what I can find.
Actually, I had a chat to you about that.
Yeah.
Do you think that you can talk to your bottle-o at all about if we can get them to maybe be a small sponsor on the show, or at least we can. Every time we do Be-education, we can even without doing Be-education, we can mention their little bottle-o.
Yeah, could do that. I'll talk to them.
So have a chat. I don't really have any sort of local sort of one I could do that with, but if you've got a local, you might be able to have a bit of a chat and just say, look,
no, it's literally just short distance.
Yeah. No, that sounds cool.
Absolutely,
that sounds very good.
Three pieces of homework.
Yes, it's all for you. It's all
just because I've got time, because I've got a new job and I don't have work. Thanks.
Yeah, well, I've got a major migration project that's going for the next God knows how long.
Yeah,
So-
I'll be in the same boat in a couple of weeks' time once I've got my foot. Once I'm settled in this role,
Yeah,
I'll be doing
yeah.
similar stuff. So
No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, so definitely be education for next week. I suppose we should be doing Chinese takeaway, really. We haven't done
yeah, it's been a while
takeaway
since
for
we've
quite a
done
while.
that.
It is a little
Yeah,
while.
there's lots going on there too.
There is.
which we could have talked about this week in politics, but
Absolutely.
yes, let's
But-
save it for next week.
Yes, we will save it for next week, and we'll have another scintillating segment. But right now, neither Wency or I can think what it will be, but I'm sure it'll be very good and worth listening to. And
Of course.
Talking about being worth listening to. If you think that the new Blurt is worth listening to, have a chat to a couple of your friends and just say, "Look, have a listen to this. You might like it, you might not, but at least download it, see what you think."
And yeah, don't forget to subscribe at thenewblurt.substack.com. You'll get the weekly email from us. And hopefully one day, if I get cracking on this, we'll just send other newsletters unrelated to the podcast on what we've spoken about.
Well, you've already got 3 pieces of homework.
Yeah. That's a delayed one.
Yeah, I don't think you want to put that on your list. But and the other thing is I've reached out to Dr. David Smith from Australian National University, Michigan State University. Again, he did get back to me.
Yeah.
He's a very busy man, as I know. Not exactly sure where we're going with that one, but I feel that we'll probably get Maria Trafalgar back on in the next few weeks, especially since Parliament's just started. So we'll sort of just give that a little bit of a go with old Milton there, and
Milton
Mr. Dick to us, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, to us. We don't know him, so we should call him Mr. Dick. So hopefully that would be good. I still need to reach out to Go Gently. I will do that as well. You've got all the people you need to talk to. I've got to talk to people I need to talk to. We've spoken to the people we needed to talk to. So
we'll get them on the show at some point.
Good night from me.
And it's good night for me as well.
All right, people.
Toodles.
Thanks
Bye,
for listening.
everyone.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next
Subscribe.
week. Yes, absolutely. Potty will be out next Monday as usual.
Yep.
See you then.
All right. Take
Later.
care. Bye.